This episode of the Dungeoncast has been brought to you by Hero Forge. Hero Forge has fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build the perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser. There are plastic and metal options for your custom mini. And Hero Forge even offers downloadable model files for users to 3D print their unique designs at home. Plus, they're constantly expanding the catalog of customization options. They're adding new parts every week and major features like races and custom posing on a regular basis. All you have to do is go to heroforge.com and you can start designing your custom mini today. It's super easy. And don't forget to check back and visit them every now and again because they're always adding new content. One more time, that's heroforge.com.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Will.
I'm Brian.
This is a podcast where we cover everything Dungeons and Dragons, from jaunty juggernauts to jealous genies. And today we're talking about the Jackalwere. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Will. Is it Halloween?
It's not Halloween.
It's 2 creepy weeks in a row.
Is it too creepy? What was last week?
Last week was Rakshasas.
Yeah, I don't know if I consider them like Halloween-y, though. I mean, they can be like...
They are evil.
They are evil. It's true.
They're not spooky.
They're not spooky.
Right.
Yes.
A Jackalwere sounds spooky.
Kind of. But I think werewolves are more spooky than these guys. Let's just get into it.
Well, I don't know what a Jackalwere is.
Yeah,
it just
I'm about to tell
spooky.
you. I'm about to tell you. So, Jackalweres are an interesting monster in D&D, and for all I can tell, technically a D&D original.
Okay.
I doubt the game is actually the origin of the idea of a half-man, half-jackal, but the closest thing that I can approximate to the mythological origin of the Jackalwere is the ancient Egyptian god of death, Anubis.
Okay.
Anubis was commonly depicted as having the body of a man and the head of a jackal. There's pretty much no other similarity between the ancient Egyptian god of death and the D&D monster, but there we go.
So a jackal is a real animal?
Yes, the jackal is a real animal.
Okay.
They live in Africa.
I'm going to look at what a jackal is.
Yes, they're a type of... You've never seen a jackal before?
I'm sure I have because I can picture it like Anubis in my head. It's
Okay.
Just, that's what I was thinking. It's just a dog with some,
it's
a little bit longer than average ears, I would say.
It's a tall wild dog, if you will.
Okay, cool.
So Jackalweres in D&D are a type of animalistic shape changers known as Antherions. So Antherions are essentially the opposite of lycanthropes in that their base original form is that of an animal, and from there they can transform into either a humanoid or a hybrid.
Okay.
So the lycanthropes are humanoids that can then go animal.
In the light of the full moon, they go to McDonald's.
No. Yeah, it has nothing to do with the moon, damn it.
Okay.
So, furthermore, Antherions cannot pass their forms on via biting like a lycanthrope can, and instead must breed like any other animal to procreate. It is also said that Antherions and lycanthropes despise each other.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, it's just a thing. There's a rivalry going on.
All right.
Know. So as their name would imply, Jackalweres are essentially jackals able to assume the form of a human. They are known to be treacherous and savage creatures that prey on any unsuspecting humanoids that they can ambush. They haunt roads and trails, waylaying and murdering those they meet. And when they are alone or simply outnumbered, they instead assume pleasing disguises, lull their foes to sleep, and feast upon their freshly killed corpses.
Okay, so they lull them to sleep, kill them, and then eat them.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, not like you just go to sleep and they go
now
to town.
You did.
Yeah.
No. I think it goes without saying, but Jackalweres are generally chaotic evil in nature.
All right, sounds cool.
Yeah.
They're just terrorizing your country trail.
Exactly.
All right.
So, a Jackalwere has 3 physical forms that it shifts between. In a Jackalwere's true form, they are indistinguishable from a regular jackal, standing roughly 3 feet tall. When disguised as a normal humanoid, they are usually somewhat gaunt and affect a wretched demeanor to beg goodwill from strangers. So they usually look like homeless or crazy or emaciated. They look like down on their luck or going through a hard time. Is like the form, needy, if you will. But otherwise are indistinguishable from normal members of the humanoid species they are mimicking. And yes, they can mimic any humanoid they wish.
Okay, so like this dude with I don't want to, he looks like he's got a sword scar through his face or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's like, please, weary traveler, I need a Big Mac during the light of the full moon.
Yeah, very specifically. Yeah, sure. I mean, I guess you could go that direction. I'm not going to stop you. That being said, another difference between lycanthropes and Antherions is that their humanoid forms are not strictly fixed and can actually be changed as they desire once they return to their animal form. So like I said, they can become whatever they want. But once they shift to a humanoid form, they're stuck in that form. They have to go back in order to turn into something else they want to.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like an on and off thing? I'm sorry. Did you tell me that? Like, can they just switch that on and off, or is that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So they gotta.
It's at will.
They've got to be like, okay, I'm gonna be this old dude, and then they got to turn back into the Jackalwere or the Jackal.
Yeah.
Just the Jackal.
Yeah.
So the were part, they're not like mixed up like Anubis. They're either a Jackal or a person, basically.
Well, no, they have a hybrid form, which I'm about to go over in a second here.
Okay.
When donning their hybrid form, they are fearsome monsters with a coat of fur and a jackal's head, but a bipedal humanoidish figure. In both human and hybrid forms, they normally stand approximately 6 feet tall. The true form of a Jackalwere, which is their animal jackal form, is always revealed upon its death. So you kill this dude and he turns into a jackal. It's like, what the fuck?
Ah, damn.
Yeah. So yeah. Any questions so far before we dive into the origins?
I already really like this monster because it's a great way to, like, one of the issues going on in your campaign realm could be like these almost like, because I take it if they're doing this type of thing, they're not like super powerful. This isn't like an extremely powerful creature. Like a
Challenge rating half.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this could be something that's more like better at keeping a town isolated. Like if you want to kind of hurt the world economy, start rumors about Jackalweres on the road.
Sure.
That way only stronger merchants can go out and et cetera.
I
like
guess so. That's a pretty wicked, like, mega corporate, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, plot.
Well,
Like,
evil merchant was
you're
what
like
I was
fantasy
thinking. Yeah.
Walmart, like, you know, spread rumors of Jackalwere so that, you know, fantasy mom and pop Walmart shop can't survive.
Again, you tell where my brain is as an American right now
That's
in
hilarious.
this culture. But yeah, that's a cool thing to do. Like, it's not so powerful. There could actually be one out there.
Yeah.
But it's a great way. It's like a tool. Other
I
merchants
could
won't
see it
go.
being a tool, but to be fair, in a lot of D&D campaigns, like, there's way worse shit than Jackalweres out there on the road.
Yeah, but even a Jackalwere can
Is a
be
threat. It can be
to
the
a
rumor.
normal average person.
It's
When
true.
you're a fucking heavy armored donning paladin walking through.
I
the
like
fucking
the
streets.
idea of the Jackalwere being used as like a low-level side mission where it's like, you know, you roll into the town, you're looking for work, you know, you get hired to do whatever for whatever local rich merchant. But you also, like, when you're looking around for rumors, you hear like, hey, people have been disappearing over on the South Kings Road or whatever. And it's just like a byline. Like it's a passing statement that you don't even give a second thought about, but later on in the campaign, you're on the South Road and you get attacked by a Jackalwere, and a player is paying attention and be like, oh yeah, we got that rumor. See, it was a Jackalwere the whole time. It's
Yeah,
all
that's
connected.
cool. Or like players that follow those threads.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
the-
Which I am that kind of player. So for me, that really tickles my fancy.
Time to side quest.
Indeed. So, as with most things D&D, the origins of Jackalweres is not cohesive across editions. I mean, what is? At this point, what is cohesive across editions?
I don't know.
So,
Yeah.
previous to 4th edition, Jackalweres were generally agreed to have been the result of magical tampering by a powerful trickster entity, but little else is fleshed out beyond this statement. 4E presents an origin that dates back to the Dawn War, when all lands were ravaged and the war between the gods and the primordials shook the world. Primal humanoid tribes were hard-pressed to survive during this time, so they fought fiercely with the predators for control of their scattered herds that, you know, all managed to eke out an existence. In one fierce series of battles, a tribe of ancient humans fought and destroyed a great nation of primal jackals, cunning creatures that had the intelligence exceeding that of normal beasts. Alone and destitute, the few surviving jackals howled their fear and fury to the heavens, never suspecting that the primal spirit called the Dark Sister would hear their cries. She gave the jackals her gifts of deception, roguery, and power, and they became Jackalweres. 5th edition presents an origin of demonic nature, stating that Jackalweres are ordinary jackals tainted by demonic power. The demon lord Grazit created Jackalweres to serve his devoted servants, the Lamias, who are essentially chaotic evil lion centaurs who will get their own episode one day.
Okay.
Reaching out from the abyss, he bestowed jackals with the gift of speech and the ability to assume humanoid forms. So we got a few origins of choice, you know, take a pick.
This is deity-like creatures on the lookout for something to deity over.
Exactly. Speaking of, I don't want to say it because it's kind of spoilers. Spoilers for the Netflix movie, The Ritual.
Okay.
What you said right now pertains to that movie. You should watch that movie. It's a good horror flick, and it touches on this idea of like old gods. Anyways,
horror.
Moving on. We're back.
Yeah.
Jackalweres live lives of deceit and of slaughtery. Indeed, it is said that they were in fact born to lie, and perceptive creatures might notice that they wince in pain whenever speaking the truth.
Oh.
Now I find this both. It's a pretty cool flavor, but it's also fucking hilarious because in a practical sense. So like, how do they talk to each other about anything? Like, you know what I mean? If they can't tell the truth, how do they like just have casual discussions about the things going on in life?
They have to speak in like bad riddles.
Yeah. Do they have to like say the opposite of what they actually mean all the time in order to like avoid saying the truth? You understand what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I don't want to get a drink of water right now.
Exactly.
Oh,
but
dude,
then,
me neither.
But
you know, there's a river somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. But at what point does speaking like that become an agreed upon communication known as a language? And then like speaking that way begins to hurt because you're telling the truth because like everyone has agreed on this type of communication.
Maybe they're all just too fucking cool for everything. Like kind of on the same.
Yeah, maybe they just don't talk to each other at all.
Well, it's probably sparse, like communication between these creatures. But it's like I would really ice cream cones are stupid. Like, yeah, I hate them too. We should get one just to like make fun of it. Like, yeah, let's go dunk on some ice cream.
So they just like,
and they're eating ice cream like this
hipsters.
Sucks. This sucks shit.
Like I said, it's cool flavor, but when you think about it practically, it doesn't make sense.
I could talk to you like a Jackalwere for the rest of the episode.
Please don't. Regardless, Jackalweres are mostly pack creatures that prefer to live alongside both regular jackals and others of their kind. Under the direction of Jackalweres, jackals are fierce and loyal companions. Feral Jackalweres spend most of their lives hunting and killing any humans and demi-humans they come across. They roam the world in either their jackal or human form, seeking humanoids to kill, eat, and rob. While in their jackal forms, Jackalweres are bolder and more aggressive than regular jackals. So that's like your key hint. Like this jackal's bold and meaner than the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
I finished this is like I'm gonna go on a tangent and loop back around to Jackalweres.
Okay.
I finished Naruto.
Nice!
Yeah.
It finally happened.
Yeah, it finally happened. I mainly finished.
Are you starting Boruto now?
No. I was gonna say fuck no, but it actually doesn't look that bad.
It looks pretty good. I haven't heard bad things about it. Have you?
I'm starting to see things I don't like because I've been reading the Instagram snippets of recent manga releases. You know what I mean? So it's weird, man. Spoilers for the end of Naruto. It's just aliens the whole time.
Is that how it ends?
Pretty much.
That's not true. It's like I don't want to say it out loud.
Bro, it's aliens.
Is it really? I mean, she's from the moon?
Yeah.
But like, isn't she like
I don't know if she's from the moon.
She's the originator of all humankind, though. Like,
no,
because it goes to her children.
False.
And then, no, were humans there the whole time?
They were there the whole time.
But they gave humans chakra. Is that it?
She gave the human. It's pretty much that.
Okay.
Yeah, sort of.
I guess
it's
you could
super
say it's
condensed
aliens.
and wrong,
Yeah.
but you got the main.
Yeah.
You got sort of the gist. It was aliens, bro.
It's all vague. Anyways, back to Jackalweres.
Oh damn! Now I don't know if I can make it. If I can complete the loop because I tangented it too hard. What were we talking about?
Making regular jackals really mean.
Let's just go back to the
Okay. The outward displays of helplessness often seen in their human forms are ruses intended to lower their victim's guard. They also use their human forms to throw off suspicion when their attacks on frontier settlements and trade caravans are noticed. Do you remember?
I remember the thing.
You remember the thing. Go ahead.
There was this dude that would chill by a bridge that was busted.
In Naruto?
Okay. And travelers would come up and he'd rob them if they were like alone or whatever. Okay. And that's what he did. He's like, I live by this broken bridge. That would be great for the Jackalwere.
Yeah. Yes.
You look around, there's a dog, time to go back. All of a sudden you're getting killed by a big, tall, dog-faced dude.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that would be great. And it's like, you think that homeless dude by the bridge is just a homeless dude, but no, he's a Jackalwere.
Thanks, Naruto, for disrupting the podcast very heavily and then making my point relevant.
Ain't nothing new. Adventurers who are called to investigate a massacre at a wayside inn or the destruction of a small farming community might encounter another party of humans already searching for the killers. Some of these groups have even gone as far as accepting the offer of assistance from these groups, only to have the group's members transform and tear out the adventurers' throats in the night. Nice. So they cover their own trails by pretending to be the people hunting themselves.
Okay.
The Jackalweres created by Grazit still tend to serve his lamias. They kidnap humanoids for their lamia masters, condemning victims to a lifetime of slavery or agonizing death. Jackalweres only ever work under humanoids if they are both completely morally bankrupt and allow them an opportunity to spread even more carnage than they normally would, be able to on their own.
Oh wow! So like a corrupt person could like employ a Jackalwere.
Yeah, like a crime lord or some sort of like
the corrupt, very rich merchant that wants to use it to spread rumors about the town.
And they're hiring Jackalweres and giving them the means to like go out and kill even more people.
Yeah, kill everybody, bro. Here's a dime.
Yeah, leave my caravans alone. In the event where Jackalweres have to travel in human form and are civilized enough to do so, they're known to hire mercenary forces consisting of races that they find unappetizing in order to avoid revealing their true nature and eating them.
Oh.
So like tough-skinned half-orcs, Goliaths, and metallic warforged are among these races.
I just keep trying to eat this metal man, and it's not working.
It's not working, so I now can resist my urge to eat people and travel from this town to that town so I can eat these other people because I'm tired of eating people from this town.
I have to wait for a
traveling... Where's the Jackalwere getting? I guess he's robbing. He's getting this money from the people that he eats.
Yeah, they've got wallets on them, and now they're his wallets.
Yeah, it's like, I finally have enough money to hire a team of people I can't eat to get to the next town.
That's your first sign. When a dude starts pulling out multiple wallets, that's your first sign.
That is your first sign. Let's take a short rest.
Okay. Hey everybody, be sure to check out
Super Quest Saga, a future fantasy 5th edition D&D actual play podcast homebrewed and dungeon mastered by yours truly, me, and set in space.
And I play in it, along with your special guest Jake and friend of the show, Josh Freeland.
You can find it on YouTube, iTunes, or anywhere else you can get your podcasts.
Super Quest Saga!
We've returned.
We're back.
Indeed.
We've returned.
Let's talk about Jackalwere mating.
More Jackalweres.
Okay.
How do they bone, William?
Yeah, in order to mate, Jackalweres have to do so in their natural jackal forms, with the result generally being a litter of 1 to 4 jackal pups produced by the female Jackalwere within about 5 months. Although they can breed with mundane jackals, the offspring of the pairing will always be mundane jackals, albeit ones with noticeably increased aggression.
Okay.
So only when 2 Jackalweres breed will the result always be a young Jackalwere. Jackalwere young are indistinguishable from normal Jackalwere pups, but generally growing at an especially quick pace. They age at a rate roughly triple to that of humans. So with a 3-year-old Jackalwere appearing like a 9-year-old human child.
Okay, cool.
After becoming 2 years old, Jackalwere pups are no longer locked into their jackal form and can assume the hybrid state. And at 3 years old, the Jackalwere forms appear to be capable of assuming human shapes.
Okay, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to like meditate for the first years of life to achieve this form.
I don't know about meditation.
Is it just like they're genetic? They grow up and then they're able to like, okay, now I can do a good change.
Right, exactly. It's like babies learning to walk. Like there has to be a certain point in time where they're functionally capable of doing it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So without a weapon, Jackalweres are reliant on the rending power of their bestial maws, as their claws are not actually sharp or strong enough to be used effectively as weapons.
Okay, like a jackal.
Yeah, or like any dog, really.
Right.
Like the fact that lycanthropes have sharp claws is weird, but anyways.
Spooky.
Spooky. Ooh. So getting this close and personal with armed and armored foes is rarely a problem for a Jackalwere, as they are completely immune to damage done by weapons without magical or silver properties. Now, this is interesting. They are immune to all weapons that are either not magical or not silvered.
So you have to... What does that look like when you try to stab a Jackalwere with a sharp thing that's not magical?
I think it goes through them, it pulls out, and then they're healed. Like it heals up, right?
So you could put a chunk in one, but you just pull it out and it's like nothing happened.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Okay.
That's how I picture it anyways. How would you picture it?
I don't know. I was thinking like if you want to be a gory, like creepy dungeon master, you can make the blood come out and it like, I don't know, smiles and pulls the blade out.
I mean, you could also just like, if it's not magical or blessed, like you go to stab and it just like hits and it doesn't do anything.
I think it would be cool if it like noticeably damaged your weapon to hit
or
like
that,
a Jackalwere with
sure.
it. Or just turn it into bludgeoning damage? Because what happens if you hit something?
No,
really
they're
hard?
immune to bludgeoning damage too.
So it's just like a fucking force field. You get to be like a magical force field?
I guess so.
I don't know.
Their skin is just magically impervious. I don't know.
Who's the superhero that does that? Got the good skin.
I don't know. There's a lot of them. I can't think of any of them right now.
The one from Jessica Jones. She hooks up with that dude.
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Very much like Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So these dudes are just Luke Cages running around.
Yeah, exactly. Luke Cages that like to eat people.
So it's much easier to find. I don't think Luke Cage is eating anybody.
No.
So if you're talking about procuring weapons to fight a Jackalwere, so you're prepping for this fight.
Yes.
Much easier to get silvered than magical?
Probably, but still expensive.
Still expensive because you have to bring the silver to have it be. There's a rule for that, right? Like you can bring them silver coins, such an amount they can melt it down and make a silvered weapon,
Maybe.
or
I don't know. I would
Okay.
just have them pay for it.
just buy it. There's
Yeah.
somebody with
Yeah.
silvered weapons in the town.
Or if you want to do it the coin way too, I would probably just make it up on the spot.
That's cool.
But
Okay.
That's just how I generally do things.
It's just, I just keep thinking about it'd be really hard to leave town if it's hard to get these types of weapons in town and there's a Jackalwere out there.
Yep. Yeah, which is why Jackalweres are known for like terrorizing like really rural areas.
Right.
Areas that have less access to the things that they would need to fight them off.
Yeah, like a farm village.
Yeah, which probably doesn't have a lot of silver in the farm.
Yeah.
In the village.
They have to buy their silver from outside source.
Mm-hmm. And they're probably using everything, like paying for everything else in like copper coins. You know what I mean?
Damn,
'Cause
the
nothing
town has
costs
to
that
come
much.
together
Yeah.
with a merchant that rolls through for silver.
Yeah.
See? It's an evil merchant, dude. He's just like in there to sell silver weapons.
Damn fantasy Walmart.
God damn it.
So another deadly ability possessed by Jackalweres is their magical gaze. A Jackalwere's magical gaze renders a foe completely unconscious, allowing the monster to bind a creature or drag it away.
Damn.
A Jackalwere might also use its gaze to incapacitate a deadly enemy long enough to make good its escape. The gaze of a Jackalwere is magical regardless of its form, so it can do this whether it's a jackal, a hybrid, or even a human.
Okay.
Yeah. Still, this power, it tends to be used sparingly as it possesses numerous crippling limitations. Their slumber-inducing stare is said to only work on those in a state of calm, meaning that those the Jackalwere have frightened, excited, or provoked will be too mentally stirred to be put to sleep.
Okay.
I did check this in the stat block, and it's not reflected. So in the 5e stat block, the Jackalwere can still do the gaze without, even though it's in a fight.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like canonically, like in the stories that are written about Jackalweres, like if a fight has started, they can't use the gaze anymore because they can't just put their enemy to sleep.
Yeah, or if they jump scared a bunch of people.
Or that. But in the stat block, it just functions the way you would think it would, where it's like it can do the gaze, you have to make a saving throw and all that other stuff.
Okay. I think it'd be cool for it to jump out and sleep stare one person and then everyone else gets jump scared. One person falls unconscious.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be super dope. Yeah. Now, that's all I have on Jackalweres because there wasn't a lot written about them in any of the editions. But before we get into the 5e stat block for them, I wanted to talk about a monster from 3rd edition that I found while doing the research for this monster.
Okay.
And it seems like it would be real. It seems like it should be, but oddly is not related to the Jackalwere. This being is called the Jackal Lord.
Okay. The Lord of Jackalweres.
Yeah,
Got it.
They should be, but they're not.
They're not.
That's my point. It's like they should be related to Jackalweres, but they're not.
They're just self-proclaimed not dog people.
Well, they are dog people, but they're not Jackalweres. So anyways, these guys sound like a bizarre blend of Jackalweres and Rakshasas, which make them very topical considering our last episode.
Yes.
So Jackal Lords are mysterious creatures that serve and or are created by dark and sinister gods. They are notorious for undermining legitimate organizations, governments, and religious groups on the material plane and replacing them with their own puppets. They are masters of subterfuge, terrorism, blackmail, and bribery. They're vain and gluttonous. Jackal Lords surround themselves with rich furnishings, slaves, and the finest food. Very much like Rakshasas.
This is a fucking copy-paste of Rakshasas.
Right? They crave to possess what others have and are cruel in the extreme towards those that displease them. A Jackal Lord is a sinister-looking creature resembling a slender and wiry humanoid with the black head of a jackal. Jackal Lords commonly wear fine clothing, armor, and jewelry, styling themselves as regal beings that deserve worship. Preferring to work in the shadows, Jackal Lords use intimidation, bribes, and boons to gather followers to worship their gods and do their bidding. Most start out in isolated backwater communities where they can flaunt their power with impunity, sponsoring bandits and highwaymen to finance their organizations. Some Jackal Lords set up bases in large cities where they either pose as respected elders and businessmen of the community or live underground and pull strings through a maze of fronts. Jackal Lords speak common and infernal. They can also converse with any sort of canine, including jackals, dogs, and wolves.
Okay.
So these guys can also transform into regular-looking jackals, but not into pure pure humanoid forms. So
Dog
they can only be they can only be jackal or jackal man, but they can't just be man.
Okay, so that's the one big difference here.
That's one of the big differences.
Well, aside from all the Rock Sasha stuff.
Yeah, and that stuff. We're about to talk about the biggest difference. So,
Okay.
Jackal Lords also have a gaze attack.
Okay.
This gaze attack is called Curse of the Jackal.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and read this from the 3.0 book verbatim.
Not even 3.5 Advanced Dungeons and Dragons?
No, this is
Just
3.0. Yeah. Once per day, a Jackal Lord can make a gaze attack against a single opponent within 30 feet. If the target fails a will saving throw, I think that would be like a wisdom 1 in 5e, it is transformed into a jackal.
It's not where you have to like run in and help them because your name is Will.
Oh my god, no. So this gaze turns people into jackals.
Uh-huh.
The effect is as polymorph other spell, but with a permanent duration.
Damn.
A Jackal Lord can reverse this effect by gazing upon an individual that was cursed by itself or by some other Jackal Lord, but doing so cancels its use of the ability for that day. Otherwise, only a limited wish, miracle, or wish spell can restore that victim. So don't get stared at by a Jackal Lord because you're fucked for life. Because wish, miracle, and wish spells are
high level.
High level. Yeah.
So you does it have to make eye contact like Medusa sort of deal?
Just says a gaze attack against a single opponent within 30 feet.
Just gotta look at you.
Just gotta look at you, and you will. If I don't know if DC 20 is high or not. I've never really played much of 3.0, but it sounds high.
It's probably high.
It sounds pretty high.
If when you go to fight it, one of you is getting turned into a fucking.
And then you're just that way until you can talk to someone very powerful to undo it, or convince another Jackal Lord to undo it. Like it's just permanent. There's nothing to save you.
You have to convince the other Jackal Lord vying for the territory to like send you to kill the other Jackal Lord. When you go back, he can unturn you and you can kill him, and it's use the one a day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I'm with you. I'm with this.
Indeed.
That's this took a weird turn down like a very, very dark, powerful road.
Yeah, no, these Jackal Lords are bizarre. So I got one last paragraph to read. There is a fierce and wicked rivalry between Jackal Lords, just like Rakshasas. Each considers the other to be the biggest threat to his existence, just like Rakshasas. Mm-hmm. Many of the Jackal Lords' Machiavellian schemes are designed to bring down a rival lord or absorb its territory, just like Rakshasas. Mm-hmm. On extremely rare occasions, 2 or more Jackal Lords will reconcile their differences and work together towards a common goal. Usually this goal involves establishing a powerful temple dedicated to their deity or banding together for an attack on a good aligned group. These coalitions rarely last for longer than necessary, breaking down into backstabbing and betrayal as soon as the task is complete. Now that is where they differ from Rakshasas, because Rakshasas are strictly self-serving. Jackal Lords are very subservient to whatever dark deity that they serve.
Okay.
So that is one difference there. But yeah, it's just, I was looking for more and more Jackalwere stuff, and I stumbled upon these guys. I was like, well, there's no opportunity for me to talk about this creature from this one edition than here and now, so let's do it. Now let's get back to the Jackalwere stat block. It's your turn to talk.
I like the Jackal Lord. That was weird, dude.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
They're strange.
Okay, so Jackalweres, they are medium humanoids, shape changers that are chaotic evil. Mm-hmm. Their armor class is 12. Their HP is 18. Their speed is 40 feet.
Pretty low level. Strength
11. Dex 15. Con 11. Intelligence 13. Wisdom 11. Charisma 10. Their skills are Deception +4, Perception +2, and Stealth +4. Everything you need to sneak up on some randos, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Damage immunities. And this is where the creature gets really, like, these stats are not very bulky, but here's where we hit a wall.
Yeah.
Is bludgeoning. You're immune to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks not made with silvered weapons. So passive perception is 12. It can speak common and can't speak when it is in the jackal form. Mm-hmm. So if it's a dog, it can't talk to you.
Yeah.
Presumably, it could speak to dogs.
Presumably. Yeah.
As a dog.
Yeah.
Maybe not as a person.
Maybe. Yeah, they're not Jackal Lords.
They're not. This is not Jackal Lord. This is a challenge rating half. So Shape Changer is an ability. The Jackalwere can use its action to polymorph into a specific medium human or jackal humanoid hybrid, or back into its true form, which is that of a small jackal. Mm-hmm. Small being its size category.
Yes.
Other than its size, its statistics are the same in each form, and any equipment it is wearing or carrying isn't transformed. It reverts to its true form when it dies. Next ability is Keen Hearing and Smell. The Jackalwere has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or smell. And then Pack Tactics, a very good ability that makes monsters much more threatening at low levels. The Jackalwere has advantage on an attack roll against a creature if it is at least one of the Jackalwere's allies. If at least one of the Jackalwere's allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated. So 2 of these bad boys roll up on you. All of a sudden, they're doing advantage without flank. So actions are Bite, Jackal, or hybrid form only. Why can't you bite as a person? I mean, it just won't do as much damage.
It'll do 1 damage.
It'll do 1 plus your strength mod or whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, so melee weapon.
You gotta work out that jaw. If you got a +4 jaw, that's fucking impressive.
You're strong. Like a half-orc would have a plus, and like Dragonborns, they got +4 jaws.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so melee weapon attack is +4 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 target, hit is 4 damage, piercing damage.
Yeah, low damage. That's why they got to put you to sleep to kill you, because they're real bad at it.
They got to bite you slowly to death. Human or hybrid form only can use a scimitar, so things with hands. Melee weapon attack, +4 to hit, 5-foot reach, 1 target, and the hit is 5 slashing damage, 1 more than the jaw. A sword or a jaw. Okay, yeah. Sleep gaze. This is the one we've all been waiting for. The Jackalwere gazes at one creature it can see within 30 feet of it. The target must make a DC 10 wisdom saving throw, fairly low. On a failed save, the target succumbs to a magical slumber, falling unconscious for 10 minutes, or until someone uses an action to shake the target awake.
Get up!
A creature that successfully saves against the effect is immune to this Jackalwere's gaze for the next 24 hours. Undead and creatures immune to being charmed aren't affected by it. So your necromancer should be real cool taking this guy down. So this is just an action. This
it's just something they can do. Is it
this
rechargeable?
once every 6 seconds.
Oh, they can just do it every turn. I think that the challenge rating isn't quite like adjusted correctly for these creatures.
I don't know, because like this is really hard to do in a combat scenario against like 4.
Yeah, but you put one
guy,
asleep, and then let's say you put one asleep. Let's just say the dice fall well for this Jackalwere.
Sure.
High initiative. Puts one asleep. The other 3 roll in. For some reason, they all 3 miss. Or they don't have silvered weapons and they haven't figured that shit out yet.
See, that's
then
where
you put a second
get...
one asleep. They realize they're up shit creek.
Yeah, this is a very bad
now
situation.
Now they're running to try to wake up their fools, but like he puts another one asleep. And like next thing you know, like all the party's asleep and they're all dead and you TPK'd.
Or
what if there's more than one Jackalwere?
Well, if there's more than one Jackalwere, I can see this start to be a problem.
Yeah.
Especially if you get like jumped.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think you could have a fair chance of running away, depending on where you are.
Yeah, true. But I just think that they maybe should be a challenge rating 1 instead of half.
Yeah, maybe, because like you're forced to run away.
Yeah,
if you don't have the tools to fix this.
Very
Jackalwere
specific
problem.
tools to fix the problem. Yeah,
exactly. So you're going to be forced. Maybe you try to leave town.
Yeah.
Merchant man don't want you leaving town.
Right.
You fight the Jackalwere. Cannot kill the Jackalwere.
Yep.
Big Todd is asleep. Big Todd, no, wake up, Big Todd.
please,
he does wake up, but then Big Todd falls asleep again because his wisdom's so fucking low.
Yeah. God damn it, Todd.
What is he? What is
low wisdom?
Classically low wisdom. Characters.
What is a classically low wisdom?
I was thinking like a fighter, probably. Like that's not specific to like a race, like racial creature with low wisdom.
No,
not elves.
Not elves.
Not barbarians.
No.
Like who in the party is susceptible to this? Probably like a wizard or a
I think a rogue,
a bard, or
I think
rogue.
a rogue, because a rogue is usually pumping dex. You still got to keep your con up a little bit, and charisma is usually the next one.
Right. So wisdom's probably at least middle of the road.
Exactly. So I think rogues are very susceptible to Jackalweres, generally speaking.
Your rogue is down. You can't steal anything.
Yeah.
And now you're getting hit.
Lost all that sneak attack damage.
Now you're getting hit with some bites and some scimitars.
Yeah.
Okay, this is weird.
So any questions about the Jackalwere before we get ready for a long rest?
This seems like a cool tool to use as a dungeon master.
Yeah, I think they're fun.
And
I used one on you guys in the Vault Raiders, and that was fun. And I used it just like that. You know, please let me out of this cage. And
That's
then you
right.
didn't want to,
was
but then you did,
Jackalwere.
and then he attacked you.
I got sad for the dog.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was a sad dog.
Oh yeah, it was disguised as a sad dog, not a sad person.
Right.
Yeah, pulled out your heartstrings. Let's get ready for our long rest.
Cool. My slippies look like little dogs, but only up at the front, and
Only
the
up
back.
at the front.
The back, it like cohesively like transitions like gradient style into my foot.
Oh, okay, that's kind of gross.
Yeah, it is just like a Jackalwere.
Yes, very much so.
Wouldn't that be weird if a Jackalwere could do like half its body vertically? You know, so like its right side was the dog and the left side was the person.
Yeah, so it's like a hemiplegic. Jeez.
Yucky.
Yeah.
We have merch for sale.
We do.
Check out the link below, especially if you're on YouTube. There should be a panel that previews all the little shirts and stuff.
There is. Teespring.com/the Dungeoncast, I believe.
Teespring.com/the Dungeoncast.
Indeed. And the link is below. And yeah, we have t-shirts. I believe we have mugs. We can get jackets and tank tops. We can get pretty much anything. I guess got to go in there, like make items available. But there's like 7 or 8, even maybe more than that, designs that are either Dungeoncast or Super Quest Saga related. And yeah. Help support the show. Buy some merch.
Yeah, I was thinking about as we commission art, we'll always use it for merch.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, because it's super fucking cool.
Yeah.
Teespring.com/Dungeoncast. That's a great way to support us. Another great way is telling people about the show.
Indeed.
Reaching out to us and telling your friends about us over social media. Will's at the Dungeoncast on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at the Dungeoncast. And also, like, a very direct way to help us is going on Patreon and pitching to us there. But we also have donation links set up on our SoundCloud pages. If you guys
if you guys are interested in that.
Yeah, if you're not interested in the monthly subscription, but you still want to donate to the show, you can do so directly. It kind of just goes into like a PayPal, I think we have set up, and that's pretty much it. So if you guys are looking to support the show, that's how you can do it. But the best way you can support the show is by telling your friends about it. Look around. What do you see? Are they people? Tell them about the Dungeoncast.
Or spread the word on social media.
Yeah, that's great. That's
or leave a review on iTunes. That also helps us.
Leaving a review on iTunes has been like so surprisingly helpful in the long term of the show.
Yeah, because it spreads the word on iTunes, and then people click, and then they see, and then they listen, and they like, and they stay.
It's like iTunes invented like hosting podcasts or something. It's like they command some sort of pull. Yeah, if you want to be a patron of our kind and lovely Dungeoncast, these are all the ways you can do so. But leaving that iTunes review, man, is very unsuspectingly good for us.
It is.
So yeah, thanks everybody who has done that. It's been really cool. They're great to read, honestly.
They are.
To go in there and like, I think Super Quest Saga has like a 5 out of 5 stars on iTunes.
So we got a perfect rating.
And then we've got like a 4.8 or 9. It's pretty good in there. So if you guys want to go shit on us, now's the time.
Or don't. Please don't do that. That'd be bad.
Yeah, no, it's fine though. If go leave a review. It would be very helpful.
Indeed.
We listen to the things that you say. We do. So
we try to.
Yeah. Podbean comments. I go read those.
Oh, do you know?
Yeah, there's yeah.
Okay. I think we can call it a game.
Let's call it a game. Thanks, guys.
Later.
Bye. The Dungeoncast.